Hello and welcome to Talking with Tuheed. Round of applause, guys, please. Yep. This is my first ever episode, so I thought I'd have someone who's probably one of the main reasons why I'm doing this.
Love that.
We have Jess Jenkins, everyone. Round of applause.
Clapping back at me. Hello.
How are we?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for coming on. Really
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
It had to be me. Come on. I'm so
I
excited
know
that
she
you're doing
actually
this.
was telling me, like, if it's not me, I'll be very disappointed.
It's true.
So for people who don't know who you are,
Yep.
who are you? What do you do?
So, in the capacity that you know me, I'm a student enterprise coach at Sheffield Hallam University. Outside of that, I'm a freelance vocalist. I have my own business teaching, singing and drama. And I also do other bits and pieces, including little bits of freelance business consultancy and anything else that I can sort of set my mind on. Things like animal rescue as well. It's something I'm quite passionate about at the minute.
Oh, wow.
That's probably my next business venture, to be fair. That's my next kind of big goal. But yeah, we'll see.
So with everything that you do,
Yep.
how do you juggle everything and still have time to, like, I guess, spend time with friends, family?
Yeah. It's a difficult one. I think one of the things I'll say in business is I always talk about this idea that when you have a business, you can have a money maker, so this stuff that just brings you money. You've got passion projects that give you joy, but you want to find a passion project that gives you money. And I'm quite fortunate that everything I do, I love doing, so it doesn't really feel like a job. So that's great because it doesn't feel like work, but the danger there is that I enjoy it so much that I don't know when to stop. So I'll be honest, ADHD is really good for me. It means I can juggle all my plates, I can do lots of different things and maintain everything. I think the other thing to manage is prioritising stuff in life that is important. So I think that's something that I'm working on at the moment, because for the past sort of, I don't know, 10, 15 years, it's just been very, very much work, very little sort of play, so to speak. So that's something that I'm looking at the moment, trying to work smarter, not harder, thinking how I use my time. So like at the minute I teach 3 nights a week singing. I'm condensing that down into 2, so they're slightly longer, but it gives me a night back. So it's weighing up pros and cons. It's constantly reevaluating things, seeing what works. And just trying to prioritise what I need. So like December, for example, I'm massive on Christmas, and for me it's trying to figure out, right, how can I actually enjoy Christmas but still make money? It's the best time of year to get gigs if you're a singer. How do I balance getting money but also enjoying my favourite month of the year as well? Still working on that, but yeah, it's a lot of sort of trialing things out, constantly evaluating things, and sometimes having to be really strict with myself and say no to things, which I think when you love what you do, it can be quite difficult again to say no. But I'm getting better at it, and I'm in a position now where I can prioritise what I actually want to do a little bit more. So I'm saying no a lot more at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that'd be quite hard because I just say yes to everything right
Yeah.
now. But I guess I'm at a different point in my career where I'm like
Totally.
just at the start.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you kind of answered it, but what is important to you? 'Cause you said you want to focus on that.
Yeah, so for me, the businesses that I've got, I love singing, and for me, it's a weird one with singing, because I used to do like a lot of amateur dramatics and things when I was younger, which was purely for fun, and now that I'm doing that for like a business purpose, I love the fact that I've got full control. I've got creative freedom. I sing what I want to sing. I put stuff in my repertoire that I want to do. If I do rehearsal, it's a song that I want to learn or I want to work on. If I do choreography, it's what I want to do. If I want to crack jokes in between, that's because I want to do that. And I get the benefit of paying for it. And I'm constantly looking at, I want to go and do a show. Like, I'd love to be part of this show that a company's doing. But then I sit and assess and think, hang on, I've got that creative freedom and I've got all these opportunities to make money doing it. Why am I giving my time to do something that would give me probably as much joy, maybe less at times, without that financial benefit to it? So that's I think that is quite important. I would also say when it comes to teaching, the really important bit is getting to work with people. So I teach sort of about 6 upwards. I have people all the way up to sort of like 70s at the moment that I'm teaching, all for totally different reasons. I have people that have experienced significant trauma that use song and performing arts to work through their emotions, and use that as an effective tool. So they're kind of repurposing that trauma and that experience and making something, you're not going to make anything positive, but more positive out of that. I have people with special educational needs, disabilities, adults with stress disorders, adults with like lung disease that utilise their lessons to work on themselves and increase their lung capacity, increase their mental health and well-being. So for me, I don't do that because I want everybody to sort of go into a career in this. I do it because I want people to be the best version of themselves, and I want to help people to use singing and use drama and performance as a tool for that development, and also developing transitional skills. I will always say to everybody, it doesn't matter if you're a cleaner in McDonald's or you're the next CEO of Amazon, you still need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to work as part of a team. You need to be able to do certain things, and by taking part in singing and drama workshops, you've got an opportunity to actually work on those skills. That's really important to me. Finding opportunities for people as well, because it's not easy. And if I can give somebody their first stepping stone or loads of opportunities that build their confidence or, kind of accelerate their career, anything like that, I want to do that. And I think a final, I suppose, personal thing that matters to me is kindness and thought. I'm a very, very thoughtful person, and that definitely transitions over into the work that I do. So, when I buy a Christmas present for somebody, I won't just go in a shop and buy them a top. I'll really research and find something that I think that person's going to look at and think, wow, that's really sentimental, that's really thoughtful. That's something that I try to do as well when I'm teaching and working with people like yourself, is for them to feel like I'm going the extra mile and I do care about them. And even when I have to tell people off because they're not coming into their placement on time, for example, I still want them to know that I'm doing that because I have their best intentions at heart. So for me, I think there's a handful of things that I think are really, really important, and the things that I am valuing and prioritising right now.
I think we can all agree, especially me and Jack and everyone else on the placement, that we definitely do think you're probably like the best coach or mentor we've ever had. Yeah.
Yes. Take that, Graham.
Sorry, Graham. Sorry if you're watching, Graham. I do apologise. But I mean, I do want to ask though. It seems like singing is a really big part of your life. Where did that come from?
It's a really interesting one. I genuinely don't remember not singing. I don't ever remember a time not singing. So when I was 2.5, my parents put me in dance classes. which is hilarious because I'm not a dancer. Like, that's not my bag. So they sent me there, and then when I was 6, they sent me to theatre school. So we did dance, drama, and singing, and I started to really sing and realised I was quite good at it. I think I did my first technical, like, my paid role when I was 6 as well. So Joseph tours around the UK. I used to do that every single year until I was 16. So I think by the time I'd actually done it, it worked out I'd done like 11 years straight of that. And I got to be in Little Britain on the tour when I was younger, and my parents have always encouraged me to take opportunities. Like, my mum's very intelligent, my dad's a real grafter, and both of them have come from, working class backgrounds where they've had to work hard and they've really achieved. But they've not lost that personal aspect of being adaptable to the people around them, and their skills that I really take and value from my parents. So for me, the business side comes from my parents, I think, and from their mindset and the values that they've kind of instilled within me. But from singing, it's just something I've always loved doing, and I think for me, the power of singing has gotten me through some really difficult things in my own life. So when I was at secondary school, I think, like most kids that have a talent or something different about them, I got really badly bullied, really, really badly bullied. And for me, when I was at my absolute lowest, the thing that kept me going was singing. So writing songs, even things like writing poetry. A lot of the poetry I wrote when I was 13 is now the lyrics to the songs I'm writing now. So I'm using that as a tool all the time. So I think I've seen the personal benefits of singing for my own mental health and well-being, but also for my own health. Like, I'm severely asthmatic, and I can gig and dance around and chuck myself around for 2 or 3 hours and be absolutely fine. I found out when I was 26 that I'm tongue-tied, and yet when I'm speaking, I don't have a significant lisp, and I do think that is because I've spent so much time working on singing and performing arts. I've seen the health benefits, I've seen the transformation it's had in my own life, and yeah, it's just been something I've continued to love and work harder, and I'm really pleased with where I am now. Still got a bit more work to go, and I'm, you know, still assessing what singing looks for me in the future, because I realise actually I don't want to do things like weddings. I want to do gigs where I can engage with people and have a laugh and have fun. But yeah, it's important to me for a lot of reasons, but I think it just literally came from that first dance class when I was 2.5.
Wow, really? That's crazy. So, I mean, I guess like singing, like you said, has always been a part of your life.
Yeah.
So where did the whole coaching and the mentoring of the enterprise placement come into it?
So, I this is kind of a long-winded way of getting to this point, so bear with me.
So it's on a podcast, we've got time.
So I think the first time I really started coaching, I mean, when I was in the school shows and stuff, I was normally one of the main parts, if not the main part. So I was always kind of working with the younger students and like leading in the choirs and doing those sorts of things. So I kind of naturally have a bit of like a leadership spark to me, and I naturally have that sort of I want to help you vibe that I think comes from my mum. But I think it really kickstarted for me when I was 16. So when I was 16, things changed for me. That is when everything I started to really evaluate life and other people's circumstances and the things that I'd been fortunate to do, and evaluate the fact that other people couldn't do that. So I got a place on a 2-year course based at RADA in London, and I also got accepted to do A-levels. So when I was 16, I did my A-levels Monday to Friday in Chesterfield, and then every weekend and every school holiday I was in London working on this course. And very, very quickly it dawned on me, because I was working in a drama school as well at the time as a drama teaching assistant. And I was going to London every week thinking, wow, I'm really lucky. I'm very appreciative that my parents were able to fund that for me. It was not a cheap experience, the course itself, and then plus travel every single week for 2 years and accommodation where necessary. It's a big expense. And I was like, do you know what? I'm really privileged. But why is that? Why is it that you have to be privileged and you have to be in a position where, you know, your parents are able to jiggle finances around to afford something like that? Why can't other people who are just as talented but don't have that financial backing, why are they missing out? And that for me was a real problem and something that really, really frustrated me. So what I decided to do, I spoke to the place where I was working at the time and I said, right, can I use one of the rooms one night a week? I want to just do my own drama group. And I called it Class Act, and that stood for Acting, Confidence, Teamwork. So again, going back to those transitional skills. And I made a flyer on paint, which was pretty disgusting visually, but hey ho. We did it, and yes, I did that. I sorted everything else I needed to do, finances and everything. And I started advertising to kids in my school who loved drama but weren't in a position to be able to go to RADA every weekend, and that's where it sort of started. So my first week I kickstarted, bearing in mind you think you're going to start small, and I had about 30-40 students in my first week, and I was like, this is mental, like this is wild, there's a market for this. And I was charging like £2 a session. They came for like an hour and a half a week. I think it might have been £2.50, but it's £2.50 a session. I bought biscuits and drinks every week, so they didn't have to worry about bringing a snack, about staying hydrated, nothing like that. I was like, I want to give something where everybody's on the same wavelength. I had students with numerous different backgrounds. I had students with disabilities, learning difficulties, you name it. Everybody's on an equal playing ground. And we started to work together. I was going to RADA, I was bringing this stuff back and teaching it to them. And then we got invited to be part of a drama festival in Chesterfield. They used to do the Pomegranate Festival every year. And I got this opportunity to go and do a piece. And I don't know why, but I decided, right, we're going to do this slow-mo comedy routine. And it was to that, you know, that typical slow motion, that piece of music. And it was like a PE day, and there was like a race, and like all these different things kept happening. And we just did that one piece, that one track. That's it. No sound, no speech from anybody. And I got there, and the other teachers from some of the other places were kind of looking at me. I'm a 16-year-old running this school, and I really wanted to make a good impression. So, like, I had my heels on. I think I wore wedges, and I wore a new dress and a blazer at the top. And I really made an effort to look credible because I knew I was credible. And everybody else was just looking at me like, you know, why is this 16-year-old? You know, who is this person that's trotting it up? And, you know, I'm surrounded by people in the end of their 20s, 30s, 40s and above that are already running these schools. I've been doing it for ages, looking at me. And we got a review in the paper, and the feedback was phenomenal. And I did something simple and effective that showcased my students at the best. And that was the moment that I was like, I love this. Like, this is the buzz that I need. This is the vibe that I want to give across. And this is what I want to pass on to other people, is that you can do it, and that everybody should be able to access things like music and theatre if they want to. Like, it shouldn't just be something for privileged people. It should be something for everybody. It gives so much, and this is why I get so frustrated as well when it takes things like that out of the curriculum, when there's all these discussions. There's stuff that drama and music does you're just not going to get in any other subject. You're just not. So that's when I really started coaching. And then from there, it's just kind of continued. So I took on loads of different teaching jobs, teaching musical theatre, dance for some bizarre reason, singing. And then ultimately, I got placed. I did a graduate internship after I finished my degree at Hallam. And they put me in Barnsley College. And I was basically there as a higher education engagement assistant, I think was the word. I can't remember the job title, but my job was to encourage people to go on to university, basically. And I delivered presentations, workshops. I had students that popped in for a one-to-one. And then I was like, this is a new way for me to share. From there, I went on to manage their enterprise team, and then came back to Hallam, and I've continued that since. So I just like helping people, and I like seeing people question their own thought process. And I like seeing people start a process and end it thinking totally differently. Like, you know, with yourself, when you started, what you pitched to us and what you're doing now, very, very different.
Yeah, very different.
Very, very different. And, you know, it's seeing, like, kids that I used to teach and mentor that, I've got one at the moment. He was, like, selective mute when I first started working with him. He never ever spoke, ever. And, like, now he wins, like, local and regional competitions in speech and drama.
Oh, wow.
He's got 2 exams under his belt. He's, like, 13, and he's already got grade 5. The next exam he does will give him UCAS points to help him go to university at, like, 14 years old. That, for me, is why I do it. It's those kids where I see so much, not even kids, anybody, that I see potential in, and I see this good in them, and I want to help them get that out.
Yeah, but 250, Jess, what were you thinking?
I know.
You tell us all the time as well not to undersell us, and then £2.50.
But I'm sharing my learning with you. To be fair, though, for a lot of them, for some of them, 250 was an ask. And at that time, that's not why I was doing it. But I mean, like, ultimately now, when I'm teaching, sorry, don't teach 250. But yeah, I think my mindset's changed because now I'm thinking more commercially. And I only do one-to-one lessons now. I don't do any group stuff when I'm teaching, because that changed again in the pandemic, and I reevaluated things. But yeah, 250 was cheap.
Yeah, back in my day, everything was cheap.
Back in my day, yeah, that was really expensive.
So how long have you actually been on the enterprise team?
So here at Hallam, I started in 2022.
Oh, okay.
So still relatively recent. So when I came, I managed the enterprise team at Barnsley College for a few years, and then I came here as an employer partnerships officer. So I was basically doing consultancy, but for businesses, not for students. And then the opportunity came up to go into the enterprise team. So for a short period of time, I was actually teaching, gigging, doing 50% of this job and 50% of the other job.
Wow.
And then eventually I moved over to do this full time. So yeah, since 2022, I've been in this team, but that was part-time, and then in the January 2023 is full-time.
Do you have any stories of any students that stand out to you, besides me, obviously? But, you know.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, loads of students. Let me think about some people that really stand out. I mean, Owen, a couple of years ago, Owen had this idea of, you know, working on social media marketing for people, and the people that I love are the ones that come back and ask me questions and come and ask for feedback and come and speak to me and say, what do you think about this? That's the students that I love, because they've got that drive. And I think, unfortunately, with business, you have to have that drive within you to continue it, for it to be successful. And I think if you're not taking the opportunities available and you're not being driven, it's probably not going to happen, if I'm being, completely transparent. And he was one of the first students that kind of came up to keep seeing me and keep asking questions to me, and that showed. He made loads of profit and he had amazing clients. He moved into some different areas because I was helping him to network with new people. So Owen definitely stands out to me. Ella from Equal Grounds Coffee last year, again, same sort of principle, same with the Final Straight guys from last year, Charlie and Jamie. Asking questions, asking for feedback, and taking criticism. I love the people that can sit and go, when I say that's not going to happen, or that's really expensive, or that's really cheap, we'll sit there and not kind of go defensive, but sit and take a moment to think about that and go, oh, actually, that's a quite a valid point, or actually this is something we need to look more into, or anything like that. And I think, Ella in particular came to us a bit like yourself, with an idea that we were like, that's never going to happen, the idea, because she wanted to start with a coffee shop, and we're like, that's a very, very big idea for a placement. Maybe we need to think of something that's a little bit more achievable within the placement. And she said, I'm going to open a coffee brand. But she didn't just say she was going to open a coffee brand. She did a coffee brand straight away. She applied for the funding literally straight away. Probably the quickest application I've ever seen. So the second it opened, she applied for that. And then she got her first roasting machine. From there, she was like perfecting things. We had some Santander experience funding, and she was successful in going to London. She did some barista training. She got to go around some factories and really improve her own knowledge and understanding. She's got a website now. She's expanded her client base because she's out networking. She's been able to do large orders for big events. She's still thinking constantly about improving. And my mindset is very much be successful, but then do it better. And she's got that mindset. And I think if you can adopt that of like, do you know what? I'm going to give this my absolute best go. And then once I've done this, whatever this may be, how can I do that better the next time? And really evaluate, and don't always ask for positive feedback. Ask for people to critique you. Ask for people to say, actually, this wasn't great, or I had a bit of an issue with, or have you thought about this? Because often that's the information that you get that takes your business to the next level. So I think Ella definitely stands out because she was still to this day very, very driven. Olivia Tate, you may have seen some of Olivia's work. She's an illustrator. Again, super driven. She's present. She's there. She's taking advice. She's finding the opportunities. And I think, taking those opportunities is super, super important. I said that to you in your first week of your placement. If you're offered an opportunity, unless there's like some massive red flag there, take it. Take it. And further down the line, as you start to get, money from what you're doing, then you can start to assess things a little bit more. If somebody's asking you for the world for nothing, maybe not. But, you may get offered something that is good exposure and actually is worth doing it for free or cheap or whatever. But ultimately, you might get offered something that's paid, that's an amazing opportunity. If you invest yourself in that and you give it the time, take the opportunity, run with it. You don't know where it'll take you.
Yeah, because I remember I came to you first week and said, hey, I want to open a social media agency. You just went, Tuheed, what you doing?
Yeah.
I remember. But it's the best advice I've ever got. I'm happy I came to you.
Yeah. Because it's providing that clarity.
Yeah.
Because you get ideas, and often people with ideas, when you're thinking, oh, I need to have a business idea, will come up with something that's like all singing, all dancing, all over the place. Like, when it's sometimes simplicity is key. And you don't need to do something that meets everybody's goals. Nothing is for everybody. So I think, if you can, by sitting and having that conversation, we were able to sit and go, right, what are you actually offering here? What do you actually want to do? Because social media is broad. Like, is it written content? Is it video content? Is it photographic image? What is it? Is it digital infographics? Is it animation? What are you offering that's different to anybody? And I think in having that conversation and really fine-tuning that, you can start to understand your USP, you can understand who your target audience are, and you can understand what you're actually trying to achieve, so that you don't overpromise, but you don't undersell yourself either. So I think it's having those conversations is so important, and the fact that you had that so early on, look at where you're at now.
Yeah,
Starting your podcast.
Doing a podcast, yeah. Make sure you subscribe, follow.
Absolutely.
I don't know, Spotify, what do you do? Do you follow? Do you like? What's the thing on there?
I don't know. I think you follow.
Whatever it is that helps me,
Do it.
please do that. Yeah, thank you very much.
Right now.
Yeah. So, what's next for Jess?
So,
I mean, I know,
next?
but for everyone else that's listening, what's next for Jess?
So, I'm actually moving to a new role within Hallam.
Boo, sorry.
I know. So, I'm ready for a new challenge. I've been in enterprise education for a long time, and I've got a lot of skills that come with that. And I'm ready to take a step back and do something that uses those skills. So, not the coaching so much anymore, but the social media stuff and the ability to create policy and a space management and networking and events. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to be moving over to the chaplaincy, which kind of surprises a lot of people because it's quite a unique role. I'm going to be doing that. Outside of that, my next big business goal is I want to build a cattery in my garden.
What's a cattery, sorry?
So that I can home board cats. So, you know, like a kennel, but for cats. That's what I really want to do.
Wow.
Yeah. That's like a long-term goal. Something I'd like to one day do full-time, potentially. Because I love cats. Yeah, so I want to do that. And then I think, again, I'm fine-tuning sort of what I want to do with teaching. I'd love to go into some schools and do a bit of like freelance enterprise education, and also take some of my singing and drama workshops into schools a little bit more. So I do have like packages, so like music and maths, drama for reading inference, so things that work alongside the national curriculum as well as just going in and doing drama and singing. So yeah, I'm sort of a bit of an open book right now, which I don't think that's a scary place to be. Once upon a time I was very, very like, this is what I want to achieve and I want to have done it by the time I'm 30. I'm 30 this year, and I've probably never felt so unsure of what I want to do. But I think that's quite exciting because I've got options. And yeah, I'm in a really good position. I'm doing some house renovations. I love like interiors, so from a personal kind of passion project, I'm getting to do a bit more of that. But yeah, who knows, Tuheed? Who knows? But whatever it is, I'll take the opportunity when it comes.
I think people always think that they don't have as much time as they do.
Yeah.
You know, especially in this day and age, I feel like everyone's just trying to get from A to B as quickly as possible, and they never enjoy the process.
Enjoy the journey.
Yeah. When I was like 10, I thought 30 was ancient.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
I want to know less about Jess, the businesswoman, and more about Jess, the human being.
Okay.
What makes Jess Jess?
What does make Jess Jess? That's a really good question. I would like to go back to the sort of kindness, thoughtful person, very creative. Like in my life, I like to creative problem solve, I suppose. So I'm a gift buyer. I'm a giver. That was what I would say. I love, like, again, I think one of the key reasons that I love Christmas so much is because I love giving back to other people. I love Christmas shopping. I love thinking outside the box and thinking, what can I do next? And then not even just buying the gift, but then how can I present that? So like a couple of 2 years ago, I think, I bought my husband a Pac-Man machine for Christmas. So he told me that when he was a kid, he always wanted an arcade. His parents buy him an arcade, obviously never gonna happen. And I bought him a Pac-Man machine. But on the day, like, he got all of his like other like little presents and things, and then the last one was just a gift bag with the key to our like outbuilding, and he went in there and I'd like put a bow on it and stuff, and it's just like that presentation thing aspect of it. I think I have lots of different friends as well that sort of fit into lots of different parts of my life. I think what I realised as an adult is now finding out that I have ADHD. I don't have any friends where I like live in their pocket. That's just not me. And I think, you know, when I was growing up, I was like, oh, like I have what I would call a best friend. But I mean, it's like a best friend that we might not speak for 6 months, and then we'll be like, oh, hi, should we go for coffee? So at school, I never had that best friend that I did everything with. And I think as an adult, I realised that that's totally okay. Like, I'm very, very independent, and I like what I like, and I am who I am, and I know what I like as well. Like with fashion, with clothing, with my interiors, I'm a bit quirky. Like, if you came to my house, there's some like really quirky bits of artwork in there. I've just really started to get into art now, and it's something that I want to invest in because it's something I kind of realise is a really good way for me to express myself within my home. I definitely am a person that puts other people first. So, like my nan, for example, my granddad passed away 2 years ago, and since then I've like taken my nan out every single week religiously for lunch every week, and I'll continue to do so. Um, I've been there for my dad. So my dad's had, a brain bleed, and he had COVID and was hospitalised with that when that happened. So he's had lots of different hurdles within the past sort of 5 years. And for me, it's again been about listening to him, being there for him, supporting him through this journey of life. So yeah, I try to put everybody else first. I would say I'm a good listener. I would say I'm really good at advice as well. Yeah, I just want to give people quality advice and quality guidance, and try and make others feel happy.
Yeah.
I think that's important to me.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get a bit serious now.
Oh gosh.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
So the main reason why I want to do this podcast
Yeah.
is because I like to talk about mental health. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with mental health growing up now? How has it changed?
Wow.
Any challenges?
Absolutely,
Like
100%. I think everybody has challenges with mental health. I don't think everybody's honest about it. I think so. When I was a teenager and when I was like at school, life for me was not fun, and my mental health was really, really bad. Like really, really bad. I really struggled with things, and then I got sent to counselling. And I'm not like a person that I don't try meds for anything. Like I don't even take a paracetamol whenever I have a headache. Like I'm just that person, just me. So that was never really an option for me personally. And then I think they sent me to counselling, and it just didn't do anything for me. For me, like that just wasn't the right avenue. And telling people stuff that it didn't get it off my chest. I just was telling people stuff that I was already quite aware of. And I think I've realised as an adult, and I've had to go to a health psychologist once because I fractured my back, and she was like, "You're very psychologically minded," and I think that's totally right. And I think the good thing about me is I'm quite fortunate to know what I need when I need it. So I know if I need to storm out the house and go and have a cry in my car. I know if I need to sit and eat a tub of Ben & Jerry's. I know if I just need to go and have a sing for an hour. I know if I can just have a breath and continue. I am very, very aware of myself, and I think that's been really helpful. And I think sort of when I was younger, I found ways to deal with it because it was a very, very difficult time for me. There was a lot going on. And I think like my key thing was I'm a very visual person, so I would always write things down. I still do, as I said earlier, poetry, songs. But I would write things down, and I would then get rid of them. So things that I didn't want to hold anymore, the idea of having bags, things I didn't want to have anymore, I didn't want to carry. I would either write them and then I'd go and put them in my canal, the local canal. I'd have a walk, which is great for my head, and I'd put them in the canal and I'd watch it go. Or, we used to have one of those chimneys in our garden, and I'd sit and I would burn it, which seems a bit dramatic, but for me, there was such a release in seeing that go, and I used that to lift some of that baggage from my back. So that did help for me. I think as I get older, I'm a lot more aware of other people, and I'm a lot more aware of how other people's behaviours impact me. And I think I'm learning to deal with that better. And I think it's constantly a journey with mental health and well-being. I think sometimes I realise as a person, you just need to cry, and that's totally okay. And it's okay to not have a good day every day. It's okay to, struggle. But I think what's not okay is to let that stop you from doing everything. And I've always been one of those people that I don't ever, ever, ever want to say I couldn't do it because I was struggling. I want to have a go at stuff. I want to try things. I want to get up and go, even on the days where I don't feel like I want to get out of bed. I don't want it to hold me back. So I think I almost know that if I did hold myself back because of how I'm mentally feeling, that would make me feel mentally worse. So I think being self-aware and having dealt with it the way I did when I was younger, now I can be calm. When people are shouting at me or people have their own issues, I can be calm. You know, and if I can see that other people are feeling a bit irate or whatever their mood is, I can be calm. And I'm very, very good, I think, because of certain things that have happened in my life and certain things where I've had to support other people. I'm very, very, very good at listening, taking it in, assessing it, and then relaying how I see it, and questioning other people's thinking. There's been lots of instances where people I know have been affected by other people's behaviour, and there's been a conversation there. You know, maybe it's my mum and my brother fall out, for example. I can listen to both of them and say, this is what I think. Having listened to both sides of this story, this is what I think. And I can give you sort of a grounded, thought through approach to that situation. So I think, yeah, learning to listen is helpful, because I know obviously when we talk about mental health, we talk a lot about, you know, you need to learn to talk. But you actually do need to learn to listen as well. Because sometimes we make things worse for ourselves by acting on impulse and acting on emotion. If you can listen and you can not take it personally and you can just listen to what somebody's saying to you before you respond, think before you speak, that is just as powerful as learning to talk.
Well, thank you very much for opening up. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, so I do appreciate you sharing that with us.
No problem.
I mean, I think everyone has always had some sort of issues or problems with mental health. I think that will be my own episode about my own mental health struggles.
Yeah.
It'll be maybe 3 hours long, but you know. Now, okay, well, let's go a little bit more funny,
Okay.
cool.
Okay, cool.
Calm.
Okay.
So, you're on death row.
Okay. Wow.
I'm
This
getting there.
escalated. Right. Yes. I'm on
Whatever
death row.
crime, that don't matter.
Mhm.
What is your last meal?
Oh,
We got starter, main, and dessert. What are you having?
this is going to be really bougie.
It's fine.
I'm
It's your
just-
last meal. Who cares?
I'm pre-warning you. Right, firstly, beverage, it's got to be a Diet Coke. I live off that. It's like
okay.
my fuel. I'm fueled by Diet Coke. Or, more ideally, Pepsi Max. All the brands are available.
We're not sponsored yet.
No sponsors, but there you go. Right, starter. One of my absolute, this is so bougie, I'm so sorry, but one of my absolute all-time favourite starters is a beef carpaccio. I love a beef carpaccio.
Don't even know what that is.
It's just literally really, really, really thinly cut raw beef.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Do you have your caviar normally?
Do you know? Do you know the weekend I actually did have beef carpaccio and caviar?
Oh my god, you're so Tory. Wow.
I'm not. I'm genuinely not. Do you know the irony is I used to be vegetarian for 6.5 years.
Really?
Yeah, and prior to that I'd never ever eaten beef, and then I got really, really
Wow.
poorly in a hospital. And I came out and all I wanted to eat was beef. Proper strange. Don't know why. Still can't explain it. And I only tried beef carpaccio a couple of years ago, and it's just, I don't know. I like salami and stuff like that, so it's a similar sort of vibe. But
What was the reason for going vegetarian? Just you wanted to try it? Or?
Oh, based on this funny thing, the funny topic. Genuinely, this is genuinely why I went vegetarian. A, I love animals, but B, when I was a kid, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but my parents took me to a farm.
Yeah.
And you could feed the animals.
Yep.
Do not judge me. And there was space to feed 2 sheep, but there was 3 sheep in the field, and that really bothered me because that's what kind of person I am. So I put my food underneath the fence, but where the other sheep was, and kicked it underneath. And I kid you not, the sheep smiled at me.
Wait, what?
Seriously. So I still don't eat lamb. Because I really, really love sheep.
Because a sheep smiled at you, you don't eat lamb.
Yeah.
My mentor, everyone.
Seriously, but yeah. And then to be honest, I never really liked meat. I'm very, very funny with textures, super, super funny with textures. So I don't eat any pork, not because of any particular reason. I just don't like any of it. I don't like the smell of bacon. I don't like sausages. I don't do a pork joint. Not for me. Not feeling it. Gammon. When people come, we're gonna have gammon for no.
Jack, the cameraman, is very upset right now.
Is he? What, because he loves gammon?
He loves pork.
Oh no.
He absolutely loves pork.
He's having pork tonight, he says.
See?
Yeah, but I just became vegetarian because I just didn't like meat, and like still now my relationship with eating meat is very, very strange. Like
Oh, wow.
I'll only eat like a fillet steak because I cannot have fat. If it has fat on it, I won't eat it. I won't eat anything on a bone. Chicken, I go through like waves with chicken. So like right now, I will only eat chicken if it's pulled apart. If you give me a chicken breast, I just won't touch it.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. It's very strange. But yeah, And then
Wow,
obviously I
okay.
got ill, and then
That's crazy.
yeah, and then they were like, you're gonna have to start eating white meat and white fish, and then I think I remember originally I ate a gummy sweet because they have gelatin in, and I didn't eat gelatin or anything, and then I cried, and then the next thing I ate was a KFC, and I kind of felt okay after that. Yeah, that's a pretty strange story, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
So start a raw beef is what you're having.
yeah, raw beef and a Diet Coke.
What you're having as the big boy?
Probably a fillet steak, but it's got to have lobster. I love lobster or
Okay.
scallops. I love
Okay.
seafood. I love shellfish. I'm into that. Just not like mussels and oysters. That's too far.
Then. Any side dishes to go with these?
Do you know what I had at the weekend? It was unbelievable. I had this like really cheesy like dauphinoise potatoes because I'm not a big potato person. Like I
Yeah.
could take or leave chips, jack potatoes, not bothered. But that, put cheese on it, I'm there. Like I love yeah. So something cheesy, some sort of like cheesy potato dish. Spinach. I love spinach. Like I eat my body weight in spinach and asparagus, but spinach. Like give me some like garlicky, creamy spinach and
Ooh, yeah.
beautiful. And like a red wine sauce.
Ooh.
It's got you can't have steak without sauce. People that have dry steak.
I love a peppercorn sauce.
Do you? I
Yeah.
don't like peppercorns. Freak me
What?
out. I got one stuck in my tooth once, and it's just. Have you ever had that?
No.
Oh.
I mean, my peppercorn sauce is quite grounded, so
Oh
it comes
no.
down like a pretty much liquidy.
Yeah,
This sauce.
no. I had one once, and it had like full peppercorns in, and it was like hot, real hot. So no, it's got to be a red wine sauce.
And what are you having for your dessert?
Oh. It's really weird. I've always had a sweet tooth, and then lately it's kind of gone.
Do you like cake?
I'm not a cakey person. I have got a piece of Get Baked cake coming on Friday. Like,
Would you have a cake if you got cake? If someone offered you some cake, would you take it?
if it's chocolate cake,
So chocolate cake is your go-to
yeah,
cake.
chocolate is my go-to.
Okay.
I would probably pick for dessert a tub of Ben and Jerry's.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I think.
your last meal, you can have a
Hell yeah.
tub of Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, probably like the one I've got in my freezer
So
right now.
so you have the whole world,
I want
every
Ben
dessert
and
known to mankind from the start
I want
to
Ben
now, and
Jerry's.
you want a tub of Ben and Jerry's ice
Yeah,
cream.
yeah, probably.
Okay, what, cookie dough flavor or
No, I think
double
I've got one at the
fudge,
minute
whatever
called
it's
like it's called like whole chocolate cheesecake.
whole lot of yeah. I
Whole
think,
lot of chocolate. It's
yeah,
like
I
chocolate
know what you mean
cheesecake,
about.
hot, and it's got like chocolatey, like salty swirls in. What I would do though is I would have to put some. I've got like there's a brand called Jude's, and they do a salt caramel sauce. That I just have to if I'm gonna die afterwards,
Yeah.
I just eat my body weight in that on top of it. I just keep filling it up. I love a
So-
condiment.
So
I
let,
love
so
a
let me
condiment.
so you're gonna have some raw beef,
Yeah, some more beef
some more beef with a side of lobster,
and Ben's. Yeah,
and then Ben and Jerry ice cream.
Yeah, that's the one. And a Diet Coke
Wow.
and a lychee martini.
Oh, can you keep going?
I
Any
love
more
lychees.
drinks?
I've got to have like one alcoholic and one not, surely.
Yeah, I mean you're going out, right? So
Yeah,
go all
if I'm
out.
going out, I'm doing it properly. 100% lychee martini me up, baby. Yeah.
Wow, you said I'm gonna say bougie, and then you end up with Ben's and Jerry's
I
ice
know.
cream.
But I don't know what else I would pick. Like, I'm not really a cakey person. I don't really like biscuits. I don't do anything that's got like dodgy textures. So, like custard, no. Trifles, no. Rice pudding, no.
Sorry, so cake. You
Yeah.
don't like it. So what happens on your birthdays?
On my on my birthdays, I get a Connie the Caterpillar cake from M&S. That is the only cake that I will religiously love for the rest of my life.
Wow.
I get that on every occasion. They do a Christmas one. I buy it. I've just had the Valentine's Day one. I will get one for Halloween.
Is it from M&S?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. It's just like so chocolatey and so nice. I love that, and I love cake wise Guinness and chocolate cake.
Guinness and chocolate
So
cake.
nice. It's
Never
like
heard of it.
yeah, it's like a good quality cake.
Wow. Okay.
It's like like a black
So
cake.
those are the only cakes. But other than that,
I mean,
you're
it
right.
depends what day it is and what mood I'm in. I probably would just eat the cake if somebody put it in front of me. But if you're saying to me, right, there's like ice cream or cake, it would have to be a really good cake for me to like not have ice cream because I love ice cream.
What happens if I bake the cake? Okay, I think it's time for the quiz. Jack, are you ready with the quiz?
I am indeed.
Oh gosh.
Okay, let's go. We are doing what quiz is it, Jack?
It's a musical quiz.
Musical
Tailored
quiz.
towards- yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Ta-da! Jazz hands. You've got to do jazz hands, Tahid, if we're going to do musical theatre.
Let's do that.
There's
Thank you.
10 questions.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Just a warning. I don't know anything about musicals, so I'll
Just
be
a warning, I
surprised.
might not.
I'll be surprised if I even get one.
Yeah.
What is the oldest theatre site in the West End?
The oldest one,
I don't know. Albert Square. I don't know.
Albert Square. Is it not like the Globe Theatre?
No.
It's not the Globe Theatre. Oh.
Do you have
In
like,
London?
multiple choice maybe to help me?
The
out?
West End.
London's West End.
Oh.
I feel like I should really know that, and I don't think I do. Like, the Apollo.
It's a Theatre Royal.
Okay. Yeah, no.
No idea.
Drury Lane.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. It actually says that outside it.
Don't know what that is.
Oopsie. Oh well.
Second question. Who wrote Why Am I So Single?
My
Why-
dad, mate. I don't know.
I think it's you that wrote
Story
that,
of my
wasn't
life.
it? Why am I so single?
It was written by 2 people.
Pasek and Paul. No. Oh. 2 people. What's it from? Is that the name of the show? Why am I so single?
Why am I so single?
Guys, I haven't seen that. That's mind blowing.
That's
One person's
crazy.
name is Toby. Do you know his last name?
Toby.
Foster. No, he's a radio host. That's not.
Marlowe, I believe is how you pronounce his last name.
Never heard of him.
And Lucy Moss.
Are they the people that made 6? You don't know. I don't know why I'm asking you. I'm gonna Google that later. I need to know.
This one, Tahid, if you have any knowledge of musical theatre, you should be able to get.
I don't.
What's the longest running musical in the West End?
Phantom. It's not Phantom.
Can I try? Is it? What's that one where they go on tour and it was in London, but they were in Manchester? Macbeth, is it?
Macbeth is not a musical.
What's-
Cats. Wait.
What's
No.
the one with that guy?
He's looking at me like this. Is it a play or is it?
You were closer with the first one.
It's not Phantom of the Opera.
No, but it's most people see it as similar. Most
Oh wait,
people watch
Macbeth is
Phantom
William Shakespeare, isn't it? What am I on
Les
about?
Mis. Ah, Les Miserables.
I'm talking about William Shakespeare over here.
Okay, Tahid, if you don't get this, it's going to be embarrassing.
I don't know musicals.
What's the highest grossing musical of all time?
Can you give me a clue?
It's Disney.
Lion King.
Yeah.
Lion King is actually my favourite film of all time.
Do you know what?
Ever.
I'm not into it. I'm so sorry. I've not
We
even
have
seen
to
it on the
end
West
this
End.
right now. Are you serious?
End of podcast. Game over. Yeah. No.
Listen,
go on.
it has every emotion. You want sadness, it's got it. You want happy, you got it. You want thrill, it's got it.
I think it's just I'm just sick of hearing it. It's one of those that everybody's like, "Can you feel the love tonight?" And I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah, but the original is a masterpiece.
I like Elton John. I do like Elton John. Carry on. Sorry,
It's
Jack.
crazy.
What is the name of the monstrous plant in Little Shop of Horrors?
Audrey.
Audrey what?
2.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Why is there? Who's Audrey and why is there number
Yes.
2 of them?
Oh well, you need to watch the show. You'll find out.
I need to watch a lot of shows.
The only show I've watched is Anastasia, to be fair.
What? What?
I think that's more
What?
you, old a lot. You know.
What do you mean older
The
lot?
one they hit in
The
30s.
only show you've watched is Anastasia.
In theatre, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Considering I used to work in a theatre, it's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Next one is, what is Jean Valjean's prison number in Les Miserables?
Do you mean Jean Valjean?
Yeah,
Jean
What?
Valjean. It's 24601. That's what it is.
it is indeed.
Thank you.
This is great. You know.
You're doing really well.
Thanks, appreciate
Who
it. Lion King.
originated the role of Evan Hansen in the first West End production of Dear Evan Hansen?
I can't remember what his name is.
Oh, I'm gonna pretend to act like I almost know.
Yeah, but I can't. I don't think I'm gonna remember his name. I know who it is, but I can't think what his name is.
Steve.
Does Sam help?
No, because I can't. I know it's Sam because I know it's got the same name as my brother, but I don't know the last name.
Give me the last. E?
T.
T. Sam Trevor.
He has 3 T's in his name.
Sam.
Tutty.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to get that.
Do you know the annoying? I went to see that.
Oh, wow.
I've seen that with him in. Yeah.
Cats is based on the work of which famous poet?
Oh gosh, I hate Cats. This is really hard.
William
This is
Shakespeare.
general knowledge, apparently, for musical.
From says who? This is not
Google.
general.
William Shakespeare.
No, it's by Andrew Lloyd Webber, but it's not. I
Oh.
can't remember who did the poems. Because I hate Cats. It's the worst musical ever.
This is more just like
There, I've
trivia
said
for
it.
you rather than a competition. 'Cause-
T.S. Eliot.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, of course.
Of course it is. You know T.S. Eliot. You
Yeah.
actually do know T.S. Eliot.
This one has a bonus point in it.
Oh, well, that's going to matter.
Which musical had the shortest production run in West End history, and bonus points for the length of the run?
Cinderella.
Snow White.
No.
I just thought he said Cinderella. Is it a Disney movie?
No.
Is it one that I would know?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I might know.
Jess, it's all up to you.
It's not Cinderella. I don't know.
By the looks of it, it's someone's name is the thing called Oscar.
Piastri. Sorry, I'm a big F1 fan.
I thought you were going to say Pistorius, which I was
Pistorius.
mildly concerned about. Oscar
Wilde.
Wilde.
Spelled with an E on the end.
What, that's who wrote it, or that's the name of the show?
That's the name of the show.
Never heard of it.
And it closed after opening night.
Yep,
Wow.
yep.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm not surprised. I've never heard of it.
Okay, Tuheed, if you like films, you might also get this one.
Oh,
How many
Lion King,
potential
sorry.
How many potential dads does Sophie have in Mamma Mia?
2.
3.
3.
Damn.
And I believe that is Jess winning that one.
Yay!
Oh, well done, Jess.
Unbelievable. And I didn't even do very well.
Um,
Yeah, that was poor. I've not showcased my knowledge
yeah,
there.
I thought you were musicals with your thing.
They are my thing. Just none of them.
How many did you actually get right?
I don't know. 4, 5.
About 4 or 5.
And how many was there? 10. And I got 1.
Have you never watched Mamma Mia?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You never watched Mamma Mia?
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What's your top 5 films of all time?
Films.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate films.
What?
I can't do films, you know.
But
I
you can do musicals.
I have a terrible attention span. Yeah, because the songs in it, and I love music.
Yeah, but there's
My
stuff
top
like that.
5 films, right? Okay, Maleficent is number 1.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know why. I just love it. If I feel ill, that's what I put on.
I was never expecting that.
I love it. Step Brothers is on there.
Okay.
I can't give you any of my Christmas films. Like, Christmas films can't go on this list because it would just be pure Christmas films.
Okay, that's understandable.
So I won't give you any Christmas films. So, Step Brothers, Maleficent, P.S. I Love You. If I ever need to cry, I'll put that on, and the second the music starts, I'll bawl my eyes out.
That, I'll be honest.
It's beautiful. It's got Gerald Butler in it.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
to give it a watch then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it just makes me bawl the second I start watching it. I really love the Great Gatsby film. I love the soundtrack to that. What other films do I really, really love?
Greatest Showman.
Nah.
No, really.
No, I
thought
don't really like stuff
musical.
that's really overly hyped, is my issue. I don't like... I
You
mean,
like
it's
them,
good.
like, hidden gems.
Yeah, it's good, but it's like when Les Mis was made into a film. It's nowhere near as good as the stage show. Like, the people that are in it are good and stuff, but it's just... They take out, like, when they make a musical into a film, they take out all the good music content to try and make it work for film. What would my 5th favourite film be? That is really, really hard. What films do I even like? I don't know. I quite like Role Models. I watch that now and again. No. I know.
You got it?
I know what it is. And this would be way higher up, actually. Cat in the Hat.
Oh, okay. That's it.
And Shrek 2 actually should have been in there.
Oh, Shrek.
Shrek 2. Shrek 2 is a better one.
Shrek 2 is
But
great.
Cat in the Hat. I'm one of these people that I have to sit and make like quotes from films all the time, but only from stuff that I watch. So like I religiously will quote Elf, The Grinch, Shrek 2, and Cat in the Hat.
Okay.
I just want to point out that's the first time I've ever had someone else has actually watched Role Models.
I like
I've
that
never
film.
met someone who's watched it.
Yeah, because I was completely confused when you searched role models. I was like, what is that?
Oh yeah, I mean I've not seen it for ages. It definitely doesn't make my top 5. It's nowhere near Cat in the Hat territory or Shrek 2. Nowhere near.
Okay.
No way.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So, final piece
Yeah.
of the first ever podcast. Hopefully, many more to come.
Yep.
What is one business advice or life advice you'd give
Mhm.
to anyone?
Oh gosh, that's so hard. One piece of business or life advice that I would give to people would be, just this sounds like an advert for Nike. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And this is what I would say actually is, whenever anybody tells you can't do something, ignore them. If you want it enough, you'll make it happen. Because there are ideas that are rubbish, there are ideas that are done. But if you've got the passion, even if somebody tells you it's done or it's not viable, but you believe it is, do it. Because also it proves to that person that you care enough about it. So go and do it. Don't let other people pull you back. I have been pulled back so many times. I have been judged for so many different reasons. Just do it. Have faith in yourself and prove people wrong. That.
Well, thank you very much, Jess. Where can people find you?
Everywhere. I mean, on Facebook and Instagram, my singing page is at Jessica Kate UK. On Facebook, I also have my JW Academy page if anybody wants to look at the teaching side of stuff. Aside from that, I'll be hovering around you.
Lovely. Thank you guys for listening, watching, subscribing. We are over and out.